Proudly sponsored by heshes.co.uk, a fast-growing boxing equipment brand that give 20% of all sales on the branded products back to a boxing gym of your choice. I am your host Dan. I'm joined by my co-host Francis Crows. We are proudly sponsored by Hes Boxing Equipment, and we have a very special guest tonight because I believe that he's never done a podcast since he's retired. Do you want to introduce him for us, Francis?
Yeah, tonight we have a special guest, and I really appreciate him doing an exclusive with us. Kevin Satchell from Liverpool. Kevin had a 38 amateur fight career with 28 wins, a junior ABA title, a boys club title, and an under-20 novice championships. Kevin then became professional against the odds, was British, Commonwealth and European champion simultaneously, only the second fighter from Liverpool behind the great John Conte. How are you doing, Kevin? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Thanks for coming on, by the way, pal.
No worries, mate.
Right, Kev, do you want to start us back to the beginning, mate, why you got into boxing in the first place?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of six. My mum had a few kids just before she got she was 26. I had 6 kids, something like that, and so I felt like I had to protect them all the time. So I live on one side of Netherfield Road. Most Liverpool people will know that street. And the other side was the Salisbury ABC, where Paul Edwards went, who I fought a few times. He never targeted me or my brothers ever. It was just his mates down in ways that did. And he used to chase us up and down the fields and stuff like that. And we'd fight back, all of us would. We'd all fight back. We're all game as for fighting back and stuff like that. But one day some lad just said to me, do you want to come to that gym over the road? And it was the Everton Red Triangle. And lucky enough for me, it was free to train. We didn't need to pay nothing. So, because, being 1 in 6, my mum probably wouldn't have had the money to give
me. It's hard for your mum.
Yeah, it would have been. Don't get me wrong, we were always dressed lovely. We were always dressed in Bosch clothes, but they were never name stuff like Reebok, Adidas. There was never none of that stuff, do you know what I mean? But we always looked smart, and she always made sure we looked smart. We were always clean, we were always fed, stuff like that.
Love and support's more important, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I go to this gym, and they turn around and say to me, after I went there when I was 12, I think just before I turned 13, and Paul Steve-O, the main trainer, who's still there now, who's training my little lad Alfie as well, he says, we're going to get you medicals and we're going to make you have your first fight on our show, which was in the Monty. And I said, no, I'm not fighting. I don't want to fight. I'm only here to train. And he said, well, listen, we've only got time. We've only got space to for people who are going to be fighters. We breed fighters here, so you won't be able to train no more. You'll have to leave if you're not going to fight.
How old were you at this point?
I was 12. I was just about to turn 13. And I remember sitting on the side of the ring. And this is your old blood, sweat and tears gyms. None of these fancy ass gyms now. This was
rough and ready.
Rough and ready, windows smashed and shit like that, cages outside the windows
and stuff like character.
That. Your basic, your Mickey gym, your Rocky gym, you know what I mean? That type of thing. And I was sitting on the edge of the ring, and I was devastated that I had to now not come to this gym to train because I enjoyed it so much. And then a few of the lads were saying to me, Kev, just have a go, lad, you're good, you're all right, you'll have a go. You know what I mean? It's fine. So I went, go on, I'll try it then. So I remember them getting me medicals, and I had my first fight, and I was first on the 14th of April, which is Hillsborough. And they made us I was first on, so they made me do a minute silence beforehand, and it felt like 3 hours.
Well, you shitting yourself.
It felt like I was thinking to myself, that's no way, that's been a minute, that's well over a minute. You know what I mean? I've been here forever. You know what I mean? My legs were shaking. I was like,
minute of your life.
God. I had a man-size ball protector on. So I just looked stupid anyway. But I went out and beat the shit out of this kid, and soon as I beat the shit out of this kid, like one of the hardest fights I've ever had, or hardest spars, in my opinion. I was running back to me changing rooms and saying to me trainer, when's my next fight? When's my next fight? I want to fight again. I want to fight again. I was hooked, instantly hooked on boxing then after that. And then I've gone to Manchester, and you know the way you snarl at your opponents?
Yeah.
When you're thinking it's going to be them, it could be them. You snarl them. Seen this kid coming out, and he had like an APAC and a tash. And I swear to God, I was like, it's definitely not him. It's not him. And I've got in the ring, and this fucking Jippo has got in with a fucking APAC and a tash. And I'm like, whoa, something's gone wrong here, mate. He's got fucking kids and everything. He might even have grandkids. He might even have grandkids, and you know, swear to God, that's not right there. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, you better check the fucking paperwork properly there, because I don't think he's my age at all.
It went on a lot as well.
I was thinking, nah, definitely not him. But anyway, I ended up beating the shit out of him, so I was made up with that. And then just carried on for like quite a bit. Got beat by Callum Diat. I don't know if you know him.
I'm not sure I do, actually.
Callum Diat. He only done the amateurs, but then my next loss was against Maxwell.
Sam Maxwell.
Yep.
Did you box him in the amateurs?
Yeah, boxed him in the amateurs in my 7th fight, and he beat me.
Amateurs, oh, wasn't he, Sam?
Such a tricky opponent, him.
Yeah.
So, he actually come to our gym for quite a bit before he was in the Commonwealths.
Didn't he box Lomachenko about 5 times?
In the amateurs, he might have, you know.
Yeah, I think he did, you know.
I think he did, actually, because I remember him saying it.
Sure he did, mate. Sure he's boxed Lomachenko about 5 times, a few times in that World Boxing Series.
Yeah, he might have, no.
Did you ever box for England, Kev?
I boxed for England 5 times. I boxed in the first time I boxed him, right, I'm not even kidding now. I don't know what your podcast go out to, but I'm not even kidding when I say this. The first time I boxed for England was in Vancouver, in Canada. And Mick Gannon was the coach at the time. And I was roomed up with Liam Smith. Now, I never got on with Liam Smith, as we were in different gyms and he used to snarl everybody. And I'll say this, even if he listens to this, I'll say it. Me and him, we just snarl each other all the time. And then we got roomed up together. And then ever since then, we've been dead sound with each other, proper like mates, you know what I mean?
He's a nice lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a boss lad. He's boss Liam. But when I went to this first fight for England, when I've turned up, there's been like loads of Harley Davidson bikes everywhere. And I'm like, whoa, get on this. And the fella turned around, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, this is hosted by the Hells Angels. And I was like, what? You are messing. No, I swear to God on my kids' lives, I'm not lying when I tell you this now, right? After 2 rounds, I was second fight on. I was fighting this kid. I was the only one to stop the opponent. My first stoppage ever, and I was made up. And the fucking England coach was fuming on me. What are we going to do with you? Because I was meant to fight him again on Friday in a different part of Vancouver. And I was thinking to myself, wait there, I've just stopped him. But, you know, that's what I'm meant to do. But, right, this is the funny part. And you might want to edit this. I don't know. It's up to you. But, like, there was, like, tables all around this fucking main ring. And the Hells Angels, they're all wearing jackets, they've all got these beards and stuff like that. And he turned around and pointed at the girls, the ring girls, and went, tops off. And these girls had to walk around with the tops off.
No way.
With the name cards on. And in the last 2 fights, they went, pants off. We're only like 17, 18. We're like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? It was fucking. And then the second show on the Friday was just shit because there was no ring girls with no tops on. You know what I mean? It was like, you built it up a little bit there for us. You know what I mean? So yeah, I did box for England. I think I had 5 fights for England and I won 4. I got beat by the last person to beat Frampton.
Did you? Who's that?
he was the last person to beat Frampton as an amateur.
What's he
And I
called?
was meant to beat him a couple of days later, but he turned around and said, no, that's a good enough fight for him. He's going to the qualifiers for the Olympics. And didn't let me fight him again.
So what did you do? Start time professional?
No, I had to fight some other kid. And I've gone in for a double jab right hand, thinking, yeah, I've got this right in the bag. He just stepped off 3-1-2, bang, I was on my ass.
Well, yeah.
Like, yeah, I got up and won the fight, like, but I was flat on my ass. You know what I mean? Yeah,
and then being put down.
No, I've been put down by Kevin Ocho's kid, Paul Ocho's kid, Kevin Ocho. I got put down by him. I got put down by that other kid, and I got put down by Ian Butcher as a pro.
Ian Butcher's a good scrapper, isn't he? Very good fighter.
Yeah, he was reared up for that. He was fighting like he was
Why
going
did
down
you?
to.
So why did you end up turning professional, Kev? Like, did you always have ambitions, or was it just happen?
Well, I won the juniors, then I won the CYPs, and then the NACYPs they're called, and then I won the senior novices, and it started for the senior ABAs, and I got beat by Paul Eddy for the second time. He beat me on one of our home shows, and then
He's a very good amateur, wasn't he?
He was. It's like I said, they was telling you the other day, he beat Luke Campbell.
That's a great win as well, mate.
That's a very good win. And
Luke Campbell's been world level, like amateur and pro, hasn't he?
Yeah. But Paul beat him as an amateur to win the senior ABAs. So did Farag. Farag beat him as well, but Farag never won the senior ABAs. He got beat by Martin Ward. But he still beat Luke Campbell. But yeah, I got beat by Paul in the seniors, and then I started again for the seniors and got beat by Jazza. And that was my last fight.
Another good fighter, isn't he, Jazza?
Jazza's brilliant.
Jazza's nails as well, mate.
Yeah, and he's such a humble man. Do you know what I mean? He really is a humble man.
We've got Jazza on next. We've got him on next week, I think.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming on next week, I think, mate. Terry told me to tell you. He said I as well. By the way, Paul, he said you're one of his favourite fighters.
Yeah, he's boss Jazza. He really is boss, and I'll come back to him in a bit, but because of what happened to me in my career. But so I got beat by him, and I was just working in Tesco, but Paul turned around and said, "Do you ever fancy going pro?" And I was like, "Pro? I didn't ever think of that." Go ahead then, sound. And he was like, all right, you're in 5 days a week. So I started taking the weekend jobs in Tesco. I didn't know. I didn't think about being pro. I didn't expect me to win any titles. When I did turn pro, I just thought, you know, a little bit extra dough. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I just had Alfie. And I was thinking to myself, well, if you're going to make this your career, then you're going to have to do it properly. You've got a kid there. And that was my main focus on it. But I just thought to myself, a few fights, it's a bit more money type of thing. And do it properly for Alfie.
But you were the first professional archer when you said?
Underneath Paul, yeah.
Yeah,
obviously, we had pros years and years, like
100 years ago.
100 years ago, I think it was, that we had pros. But then Paul said to me, do you want to turn pro? To me and Farag. And I was the first one to get in the ring as a pro underneath Paul, underneath the red triangle as we know now. And it turned out, it was good because I was the first person. I was the longest serving member at that time, because Farag started about a year and a half after me. So I was the longest serving member there, and I was the first person to win a Commonwealth, any title underneath Paul for the gym. Do you know what I mean? So
some achievement,
I was the first person to win the British as well. I think Farag fought for the British, but he didn't win it. He fought the kid from down in London. I can't even remember his name now, but he got beat. Jazza won his one. But I remember the day that Jazza turned up, and me and Farag are training 5 days a week in our gym, and Farag and Jazza turns up at our gym, after he's just beat me. And I thought, you cheeky bastard, you've got the fucking nerve to turn up on my gym to train with my trainers. But then we turned out we were going in different weights anyway. So it was like, oh, Sandon, doesn't matter now. It's all right. And then him and Farag had these proper spar wars, like they were trying the best to knock fuck out of each other. And then it turned out that Jazza was going to go up a different weight and Farag was going to drop down a different weight. So after that, they were proper Sam each other, like proper mates with each other. So it was all right then. After they realised that they weren't going to be competing in the same weight, it was okay.
Yeah, the gym rivalry could go back a bit can after that.
When they were ragging each other over the ring. They were proper pulling. I'm just sitting in the background going, yeah, it's all right. I'm down a super flyweight now. I mean, this before I went to flyweight and thinking, I'm down a super flyweight now. These two can just knock fuck out of each other. I don't.
You were massive for super flyweight, weren't you?
I know. That was so. I'm only 5'6.5". Right, can't forget the half. By the way, I always say that to everyone. You can't forget the half. You don't need it counts. But anyway, I used to fight kids that were like 5'2". That kid from Ghana, Isaac Quay, when I fought defended the British, he was only like 5'2" or something like that. And I just felt like a parent standing over a kid when I was doing the face-off with him. And I was like, what the fuck? What's going on here? You know what I mean? But I mean, I struggled to make that fight. I struggled to make the weight on that fight. I really did struggle.
At what point did it start getting hard for you to make the work out that word?
I don't know. So like I done it the same way every single time, and it was just that one fight. It was only that one fight. I remember I used to like lock the bathroom door and get in a really hot bath and have the heaters pointed at the bath as well and keep adding hot water. But for some reason this weight just wouldn't come off me. I mean, I'd even get out the bath when I was too hot and I'd jump in the bed and I put the blanket over me and my ex-girlfriend would just like lean on me. So I was sweating still in the bed. It was horrible, like, but it had to be done. Couldn't make it.
Say that.
What?
Fans at home don't say that, do they?
No, they don't know. I've ended up going up the road to the local sports centre and it was closed. I was devastated. So I flew down to another sports centre and Farag's bouncing out of the steam room. He's made his weight. He's all comfortable. And he goes, Kev, don't go in the sauna. Go in the steam room. It's you know, it's a lot hotter. Go in there. So I've gone en suite. So now I've got in the steam room and I'm wearing all my clothes. I'm wearing my sweatsuit. I've got a hat on. There's like 8 other people in there and I'm thinking, please, someone just ask me why I'm sitting here with my clothes on because I look like a fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? I look like a weirdo just sitting here with my clothes on in a steam room. Still couldn't get the weight off. Paul had to take me to a different sauna. As I've got to the 80 race course, just as I got there and I was like getting undressed, they shouted me name and announced me, you know what I mean, the champion, blah, blah, blah. So I've got on the scales and I was 0.1 over. So obviously, you know, you've got to take your bills off then, otherwise you lose your title.
Yeah.
So they threw a towel up in front of me. The one thing that they don't do, once they announce that you've made the weight, bang on, they fuck off with the towel. And I'm standing there going, fucking hell, me ma's in the crowd. What's going on there? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like my sister's there as well. Like trying to fucking throw my bills back on. Like, well, what's going on here? But that was the only time I really, really did struggle to make the weight. You know what I mean? Like I was always skinny at thing, but I'd put on about 13 pounds in a day just for the next day, for the next fight.
You were strong at the weight though, weren't you? Even though you were struggling to make the weight, you're still strong and like super aggressive.
Yeah, I managed to do the hydration part of it all. I managed to do very, very well. Do you know what I mean? Like getting it all back in my body and stuff like that. All the stuff that you needed, the nutrients and stuff like that.
So the first title you won in the Pro, Kev, what was that, the Commonwealth? It was, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I was matched up against Paul Edwards. Had just lost to Chris Edwards in the Olympia. to where we fought.
Yeah.
To me, I was there watching it. I was there live watching it, and in my opinion, I thought Paul won. I really am going to say that. Like, he didn't get the better of the second half of the fight, but he definitely got enough to win, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he lost to Chris Edwards. So Chris Edwards is now British and Commonwealth champion. So I've just won this fight against Martin Power. Like, I got told I was meant to fight on 22nd of January, and it was only going to be like a journeyman from somewhere foreign or whatever. But Paul and Mick were on Steve Woods' case to get me something decent. So he turned around and he said, well, Paul Edwards just pulled out of the fight with Martin Power. Do you want him to have that fight?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Do you want him to have that fight then? Like, I don't know if Steve Woods was trying to call their bluff or not, but they just turned around and said, yeah, we'll have that. And then they've come to me, and I've got 3 days before this fight. They haven't got me an opponent yet, and they turn around and say to me, Kev, you've been offered a shot at this Martin Power. Now, he was recently just about to go into the prize fight that Falag entered. But he didn't. He was a spot, like he was like a person that they were going to. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I went, yeah, go ahead, I'll fight him. And he went, do you want to know what he's done? And I went, no, don't give a fuck. He's getting beat. Doesn't matter. And he went, sure, you don't want to know what his record is? And I was like, no, don't care. So I've had 6 fights at this point, and I didn't even know. Like I said, I was talking to you. I didn't even know this was getting broadcasted on Skype. I didn't even know. Like, so they've got these cameras right in my face and stuff like that. Not like usual, like not like on our fights and stuff like that. And apparently it went out live on Sky, and I didn't know that at the time. I got told after the fight, Martin Power had had 28 fights, 22 wins, 10 by knockout, and he was former British champion.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, mate.
I didn't know all that shit,
Yo,
but I didn't give. I didn't really give shit. Anyway, so I put him down in the second round. If the referee had turned around properly instead of pushing me to the corner, he'd have seen Martin stumble, and he probably would have called the fight up. But anyway, he didn't. Martin lasted the rest of the 6 rounds. Tough fighter from what he got up from.
I just sort of say that he did well.
He was not like that, isn't it? So after that, I've gone on the interview. After I've won, I've gone on the interview and I've said, listen, I'd even go down to flyweight and fight Chris Edwards. So Paul Edwards is already asking for a rematch against Chris Edwards because he thought he won the first fight, which I did. I thought he did. And so they turned around and said, all right, sound, Kevin, Paul, you fight for the English title. And I was like, all right, sound. So that was a 10-round fight for the English title. About a week before it, we were in the press conference, stuff like that, and Frank Maloney or Kerry Maloney, Kelly, whatever you want to fucking call it. I mean, like, he come to us and said, listen, do you want to change it to the Commonwealth title? I was like, I'm not asked, whatever, doesn't matter. So it ended up being a 12-rounder. I ended up stopping Paul in the 10th round.
Cracking fighters all want to.
So if it was the English title, he might have lasted the end of the fight, but he still wouldn't have won, like, because he got beat.
No, you were winning that fight, you did.
Yeah, I think he put on in a book somewhere on the Bills fighters that he already fell out of love with the sport, which, it's up to him. I still speak to Paul now. I still talk to him. As soon as, like, me ma died last September, and he come straight over to me when he see me in November or December on our show and give me organs. Like, I'm sorry, lad.
He's a gentleman,
What?
He's a gentleman, Paul, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And
when I boxed him, mate, before boxing me, he coming out in my change rooms, he shook my hand and all that. I was just about to fight him.
Yeah,
he's a nice lad.
He beat me twice in the amateurs. He says 3 times on Sky Sports, but if I find my record card, I'll prove to him it was only twice he beat me. It would sound better if he beat me 3 times because I end up beating him in the pros. But he only beat me twice. So yeah, we fought for that fight, and I beat him, and then he retired, and I ended up getting a shot at Chris Edwards then in the Echo Arena, and that was for the British. Stopped Chris in the 6th, put him down in the 5th, and stopped him in the 6th round. Tell you what though, I hit Paul with some shots. He's one tough bastard. He would not go down. He would not fucking take a knee.
He's
He
a
would
tough
not
lad to
ever.
fight with, Paul, mate. He's a good fighter. At the time, I've gone into the fight, I tipped you to win, mate, because I'd been in the ring with a pair of years, and at the moment in time, I knew who the momentum was with, so I backed you, going into it, I backed you. But he's
Yeah.
a good fighter, Paul, man. You can't take away nothing away from his career, do you know what I mean? Just because you lose
No,
one fight doesn't mean you're a bad fighter.
No, definitely. Like he would not take a knee. He got it. Like I unless I can't punch, like, but he threw some shots, like, you know what I mean, like.
And let's be honest,
he
I think
not take a knee.
I think anyone inside the boxing, mate, who's genuinely honest and knows the game, you were world level. You had a world title written all over you.
Yeah, well, I was ranked number 2 in the world. I think I was ranked number 3, and he was number 2, but there was no number 1. So technically,
Number 2.
that's not me number 2. Yeah.
Was there any world title shots that you lined up world?
There was again, we've spoke plenty, but the people haven't heard this. I was given a fight against some kid from Argentina. His name's Walter Rojas. Now, he had a good record. He had a 50-50 record, so like ding yong, but he had fought as light as minimum weight, and he'd fought Conlon. I think Conlon stopped him in the 3rd, and I was set up. I was fighting him for a fight on a Frank Warren show. Now, I had to still get down to 8 stone 3. Instead of getting down to 8 stone, I had to get down to 8 stone 3. So I've rocked up and I've weighed in 8 stone 3, like cut weight, like, because I go from like 10 stone 4, 10 stone 5 to 8 stone 3.
That's
what I was, or 8 stone. I know I used to lose a lot of weight. Anyway, I've pulled up, I've fucking weighed in, sound. I'm looking at him weighing in. Now, this lad has got this pot belly on him. This is the fight after I've won the European, but they only got me this divvy because basically it was just a fight to get on Frank Warren's show, so then I could then go on call this 2-time gold medalist out called Zhu Shiming. Right now, this Argentina kid, he turns up. He looks like he's been dragged out of a crack den. He looked like shit. He had a pot belly and everything. And he gets on the scales and they're all and I'm looking at him thinking, he hasn't even made the weight. He's well over. Look at his belly. You know what I mean? What's going on there? He'd only gone fucking well under the weight. And he was like 7 stone 10.
Was he?
And he turned around and said, you can't fight each other. You've got too much weight on him. So after I've spent 10 weeks making this fucking weight, he hasn't even been able to put the fucking weight on. So they go, well, you know, only thing that can happen now is if, you know, you come in tomorrow and you're 8 stone 7 and he's closer to 8 stone or 8 stone 3. So I was like, fuck's sake, so I've got to make weight again.
That's shocking, that.
That's a bit ass. You know what I mean? Because I'm expecting to rehydrate and stuff like that. So I come in the next day, 8 stone 7. This crackhead looking motherfucker comes in with fucking a shirt on, pound coins in his pocket, and his fucking boxing shorts. And he's just about made the weight. Now, again, I'm not proud of this fight, but they were basically doing it because they said, because Zhu Shiming was fighting the next day for a world title.
Yeah.
He was fighting some kid that got out of prison because he was in one of them Asian prisons or something like that, but he got out because he learned how to box. So he learned to trade or something like that, and he was able to get out. And he's now fighting Zhu Shiming in Macau. in China. Now, Macau in China is like the Las Vegas of China.
It's epic, isn't it?
It's what?
It's mega, isn't it, mate? It's like major.
Yeah, proper boss. So anyway, they've already told me and my team, yeah, when we win tomorrow, Kevin's getting the first defence over in Macau. Yeah, he's gonna probably get like 90 to 100 grand or something like that for the fight. So I'm fucking thinking, son, this. So my manager at the time turns down and goes, hey, just carry him like 3 rounds or something, so it doesn't look, fucked up, whatever. This little pot-bellied fucking crackhead comes swinging at me, and I'm thinking, cheeky bastard, like, if he hits me with one, then he could still put me down. Do you know what I mean? I'm not fucking, I'm not superhuman. You know what I mean? Like, he's still swinging, digs over the top. Like, that's bang out of order. So I just did some few body shots, and I put him down in the first round, and then I put him down again, and like, I like they called the fight off, and I was just like looking at like my team and management, going like, what can I do? What can I do about it? It's nothing I can do if he's gonna fucking swing digs like that. He's not taking a piss out of me. Imagine I'm British, Commonwealth, and European champion, and this little fucking crackhead from Argentina just swings one over the top and does me in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not having that. It's not happening. Simple as. So I beat this kid. I go on the telly and I'm talking about, listen, I've heard Zhu Shiming's fighting for the world title tomorrow. I'd love to be the first person to challenge him for this world title. You know what I mean? Trying to set it all up and stuff like that. The cunt only goes and lost. He lost the fight. He went and lost the fight, and I was thinking, the fuck? And the other kid couldn't sell tickets, so there was no opportunity for me to
fight for the title.
Go and fight for the title. So that was my like shot out the window, and I was like, what the hell happened there? Do you know what I mean? I've just fought some little crackhead for nothing, and like I never even got a shot at the world title.
You must have been heartbroken, were you?
I was fucking devastated. I was absolutely devastated, and then I picked up an injury on my knee, so I couldn't fight for ages. And I'm not going to go into this too much because it'll piss me off, but my ex-manager didn't sign the paperwork and stuff like that to tell the European people that I wasn't capable, I wasn't fit to fight, if you get what I mean. He just didn't do it, so then I end up getting stripped of my European title.
That's the dark side of boxing, isn't it? That's shocking, no?
And then my next 2 fights after that were an 8 round and a 6 rounder, just about getting on the shows type of thing. Do you know what I mean? After that, I just said, listen, I can't be doing this no more. I need to go and get a job. I've got a family and stuff like that, so I can't be doing it.
Did you quit for a reason? Was that the reason you quit, Kev? I was like,
no, I quit because, well, there was that. I quit. I did originally go to quit because of that reason. I couldn't carry on without money for my family and stuff like that, so I had to like stop and get a job. And then the week after I decided I was going to quit, I got jumped by 3 lads and I got my jaw snapped in 2 places.
Just ended your career.
Yeah, that put me out for quite a while. Like, I mean, Jazza got his jaw snapped by Regondo, and he weathered the storm and come back strong. Do you know what I mean? Like, thinking, but at the time I was struggling with family and stuff like that, so I couldn't. I just had to go. I had to stop training and go back to work and type thing.
Do you regret it, Kev? Do you wish you'd come back?
Yeah, I fucking regret it every single day. Still wish I was able to fight.
You've achieved an awful lot, haven't you, mate? You've done it the hard way. Do you know what I mean? You've got into boxing basically because you're a scrapper for your family.
I really do wish I was fighting still, stuff like that. The only thing I can take from it now is the fact that Alfie is. I'm training Alfie. I'm in his corner and stuff like that, and he's absolutely flying.
Yeah, okay. What's he's going to tell the people that are going to listen to what he's achieved? Because obviously I know he's a top talent, mate, and I expect him to see him on special TV in the future, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I definitely think he will. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got him. He's smashing life now. He's working with me. He's working with my brother, who does plastering. He's going on courses to do electrician. It's his birthday today as well. So
Happy
happy
birthday, by the
birthday!
way, son. Happy birthday, kid.
Yeah, it's his birthday today.
That's
He's
the best way to
15
do it, though,
today.
Kev, mate. Like, give him an education outside the boxing. So when he does retire from
Yeah,
boxing, he's
just
got
something
So
just in case,
what title does he want,
But
Kev?
he switched on. He is doing really well in school. But yeah, he's 2021 schoolboy champion. He's 2022 schoolboy champion. He's 2022 gold medalist in the Tri Nations. So he's already boxed for England, and he's 2023 junior ABA champion. 19 fights, 4 losses. No, sorry, 19 wins, 4 losses.
He's a top talent, anyway. He's
Yeah, brilliant.
like
And he's near now, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to build myself up, get like proper muscular as fuck, right? And then buy a bat and just swat him with a bat.
he was doing your in soon.
He's gonna fill me in soon. I know for a fact he's gonna definitely fill me in. He'd be like, listen, Dad, shut up, you take the bins out. You know what I mean?
we had Butler on last week, mate, and even he was praising your kid, saying he's a top talent. He's got a name for himself, and he already in the amateurs.
Yeah, he definitely has. Like he really has. It's gonna be hard to match him soon, but he's got the competitions and stuff like that. So
I think that's
should
definitely
be
a name for
alright
fans to
getting.
watch out for. That like Alfie Satchell in the future, 100%.
Yeah, I'll get him on. I'll get him on your little podcast soon because I think he just thought it was about tactics that he didn't want to talk about, but he's not going to be talking about that.
No, it's about him, mate. It's like giving him a bit of publicity and like talking to him about his achievements and that really, pal. There's unwritten code in boxing. I mean, we know that you don't talk about gym stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I'll definitely get him on soon. You know what I mean? I mean, to say it's his birthday today, but I'm taking him out Friday. Got him on Saturday as well. So
happy birthday to the
I'll
kid,
speak
by
to
the way. So what you doing these days, Kev? Now you've retired.
him. Training kids, training people. Got a job blocking beams, shit like that. You know, it's a regular job. You know, but mainly training the kids and training people
Is there
in the gym.
any fighters you want to mention on here that you've got at your gym?
Besides which, this will
Amateur.
be biased. This will be biased, but I'm sure fucking like said, Teddy and that agree with me. Alfie is one of the ones coming through. Little Luisito. Little Luisito is one fucking amazing boxer. We've got Lucas, and these are the people in my gym, by the
Yeah.
way. Just I know it sounds biased, but they're in my gym. Little Lucas Biswana, he's an amazing fighter, and we've also got Tony Dodson.
Is he amateur?
No, Tony Dodson.
Tony. Oh, yeah. You've got Nick Balls,
Yeah.
haven't you, Kev?
No, we've got Anthony Dodson in our gym now.
Is Nick Balls at yours, Tony, mate?
Yeah, we've got Anthony Dodson. Doddo, we call him. He's one of the ones. So I had to say them four, and then we've got Nick Ball, Peter McGrail, Joe McGrail, Andrew Kane, and Brad Strand.
It's a strong gym, isn't it?
It's a strong gym. Bomber as well. Bomber. He's just come to our gym as well. It's a strong gym, strong, stable, stuff like that.
It's a strong city at the minute in Liverpool. Kev, I am still here, by the way, boys. Just to chip in. Do you know who Brandon Bayard is, Kev?
Yeah, so Brandon Bayard was originally with us, and then he turned pro with us, and now he's gone with Chris Williams.
Yeah, he's with Chris Williams. Steve Wood's trying to get him an opponent for English title fight. Ashley Lane dropped out twice, but he's a big puncher down at the low weights. Do you rate him?
So him, Peter McGrail. So imagine you've got a fight coming up against a southpaw for 12 rounds, and your sparring opponents are Brandon Bayard, Peter McGrail, Joe Cav, and Vinny Olligan.
Can't have much better, can you?
rest. Well, you can when you want to get when you're getting your fucking head punched in. I was constantly. There's like 3 rounds a piece, and I've got all 4 of them to fight for 12 rounds, like just to warm up for the fight.
All them names what you mentioned, they all take tricky southpaw to another level.
Yeah, they do.
Definitely, 100%. Like rest in peace, Vinny Olligan, Andy Olligan's kid. He's gone now, isn't he?
Before we go, Kev, do you reckon, like, because I genuinely believe you, I do you reckon you underappreciate it because the weight you boxed at?
Yeah, I do actually think.
You only set a fighting mate from Liverpool to be like British Commonwealth European Championship simultaneously. It's been a long time since Conte done it, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was 40 years since any Scotia had all of all 3 belts, and it was 25 years since anyone had won the European in Liverpool since Paul Ocho. I think I was 1 year old. He won it in '89. I was born in '88, and I was the next person to win that. And then Farag went and won it 1 year and a week later in the same gym as us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think Bellew won it and Callum went and won it, and now Conor Butler's just went and won it.
Has Derry Matthews won it as well?
Who?
Derry Matthews, has he won it?
Nope.
I thought you had me.
No. Derry won the British. I think he won the Commonwealth and he won the WBA Intercontinental.
Yeah. But it's been a ultimate. You should be getting marketed for what you've achieved in the sport, and you hope you start doing it. But inside the world, you're massively appreciated, and we really appreciate you coming on here, mate. Especially being the first time you've ever done one since you retired.
Yeah.
It means a lot, mate. It's been a pleasure having you, Kev. We'll get you back in a couple of months for part 2. See how your gym's going and that.
I'll speak to Alfie and see if he'll come on with me.
Sorry, Dan, what you said?
Just say we'll do a part 2 soon, and we'll have to take a trip to the gym and that.
Francis. Yeah, mate. Obviously, we would be recording our training, that Kev. We understand that, mate. But it'd be good to just visit you.
No, definitely come down to the gym, mate. Definitely. You know what I mean? To come and see the lads and
the
lads I've just mentioned. Besides the pro you already know about, come and see little like Louis, Lucas, Tony Dodo, Alfie. Do you know what I mean? Come and see all of them.
I will, because it will be a pleasure to see them in person, mate, and watch them train. So we appreciate that, mate. Me and Dan will make a visit one time soon.
Sound, mate. Sound.
Will you let me know when Alfie's ready to come on, pal? We'll get him on.
Yeah, sound. Will do.
Alfie will also be the first ever amateur we've had in here as well. If you've been the first time you've done it since you retired, so you sound, mate.
I'll be right on it.
Right, appreciate it, Kev, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for tonight, guys.
Thanks, mate.